Alright guys, welcome back. Today, we've got some wild Harry Potter HBO news. From the craziest Voldemort rumor to brand new castings, leaks from filming locations, Jesse Cave's convention drama, and even Emma Watson opening up about Hollywood, there's a lot to unpack. Stick around, and don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe if you want to stay on top of every update about the new Harry Potter series. Alright, let's start with the rumor that's honestly blowing up the fandom. Voldemort, the one character that absolutely defines the dark side of Harry Potter. Ralph Fiennes set the bar insanely high in the films, so naturally, everyone's been waiting to see who HBO would pick for their Voldemort. But here's the crazy part. The rumor is they're auditioning both men and women for the role. Yeah, you heard that right. Lady Voldemort might actually be a thing, according to entertainment insider Daniel Richtman. For the Harry Potter show, they're auditioning both men and women for Voldemort, so it's possible we could see a female Voldemort in the series. And the internet instantly went wild. On one side, you've got people freaking out, calling it a woke rebrand. Just listen to some of the reactions. If that happens, that series is dead before it even starts. No one is watching that woke bah. JK sued them for all they are worth for ruining the franchise. Lord! The clue is in the name FFS. So yeah, not exactly subtle, but then you've got the other side of fans who are like, why not? It could work. One person said, that's fine. I'm sure they can find a look that encompasses a true villain in Lady Voldemort. Another wrote, ha 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 ha, love to see it. I can only imagine the tears and outrage. Here's the thing. Ralph Fiennes' Voldemort is so iconic that whoever steps into that role will always be compared to him. So maybe HBO figures the only way to sidestep those comparisons is to go in a totally different direction. Like, if you cast a male actor, everyone will say, oh, he's not Ralph. But if you cast a woman, that's instantly a brand new spin. There were even fan theories floating around that someone like Cillian Murphy could take the role, but he's shut those rumors down. Tom Hiddleston was another name being thrown around, probably because his name already sounds like Tom Riddle. But honestly, imagine a powerhouse female actor in that role. Someone with gravitas, someone who can pull off that cold, calculating menace. It would completely reframe Voldemort's presence. At the end of the day, it's just auditions. Doesn't mean it'll actually happen. But it does show HBO isn't afraid to shake things up. And let's be real, even if they don't cast a woman, the fact this rumor is out there tells us they're open to reinterpreting characters in bold ways. Okay, moving on to some confirmed news. We've got a brand new casting announcement. Svetlana Karabut will be playing Professor Septimma Vector, the arithmancy teacher at Hogwarts. Now, unless you're a hardcore book fan, you might not even remember Professor Vector. In the books, she's actually kind of important. She teaches arithmancy, which is basically magical mathematics, and Hermione absolutely loves her class. It's one of those details that shows Hermione isn't just book smart, she's also into the really complex, nerdy branches of magic. So, by casting Vector, HBO is already signaling they're going to flesh out Hogwarts in a way the films didn't. We're going to see more teachers, more classes, more of the actual day-to-day at the school. That's a big win for fans who always wished we could spend more time in the classrooms. As for Karabut herself, she's got a solid background. She's British-Ukrainian and has been in some huge projects. No Time to Die, Solo, A Star Wars Story, and The Radleys. So she knows how to handle big-budget sets and demanding roles. And even if Professor Vector isn't a major player, she's one of those characters that helps bring the world to life. Plus, it's just exciting that HBO isn't sticking to the same limited teacher lineup from the films. We all know McGonagall, Snape, Dumbledore, but now we're going to get characters like Vector who never got their chance to shine on screen. For me, that's a good sign this show wants to go deeper, not just copy-paste what the movies already did. Alright, let's get into one of my favorite parts, the leaks about filming locations. HBO's trying to keep things locked down, but fans and local photographers have been piecing it together, and honestly, it's like a scavenger hunt. Let's break it down location by location. First up, Hoddesdon. Late September, Filming took place at the clock tower, which they transformed into Little Whinging. They even brought in old-school cars from the 70s and 80s, and one prop literally had Little Whinging written on it. Local shops were renamed, and the bakery where Vernon Dursley buys a bun was completely redressed. That's where he first overhears wizards talking about the Potters. Apparently, there was even a tiny man in a violet cloak on set giving Vernon a hug, which is straight out of the book. So yeah, this is definitely the day when the wizarding world starts celebrating Voldemort's downfall, and Vernon is losing his mind trying to act like it's not happening. Next up, Luton. HBO filmed at Wardown Park, and this one's really exciting. People saw actors believed to be Lily and James Potter holding hands and running, with pyrotechnics going off. The theory is this could be Voldemort chasing them right before the infamous attack at Godric's Hollow. If that's true, then HBO is already diving into flashback territory in Season 1, giving us a fuller look at Harry's parents before their deaths. Honestly, that's huge because the movies skipped over a lot of that. Then there's Cagwith in Cornwall. Between October 6th to 10th, filming shut down roads near the beach. Fans are speculating this could be used for atmospheric shots. Maybe a seaside scene connected to Godric's Hollow, or maybe even flashbacks to Dumbledore's past. Either way, it shows they're thinking visually. They're not just copying the films, they're expanding the world with fresh scenery. King's Langley Farm, Berrybush's farm. Now this one's massive. HBO has leased Berrybush's farm in King's Langley for 18 months. That's a long commitment, but apparently, actual filming will only happen for about 24 days. In that time, they're constructing entire sets. A thatched cottage, gardens, a greenhouse, even a sports stand and stone outbuildings. This sounds like it could be multiple key locations from Season 1. Maybe even the Potter's cottage and Godric's Hollow. The level of detail they're building suggests they want these sets to look authentic, not like temporary props. Then we've got Springfield Gardens in Upminster, which is doubling as Privet Drive. Locals said the houses are way fancier than the ones from the movies, but HBO mainly used them for sweeping exterior drone shots. The actual cast work is happening back at Leavesden Studios, where they're rebuilding Privet Drive interiors. So we'll get that iconic setting, but maybe with a slightly different vibe. And of course, the big two, Burrow Street and King's Cross Station. At Burrow Street, Nick Frost was spotted in full Hagrid mode with Dominic McLaughlin as young Harry. Fun fact, Hagrid's stunt double is actually Britain's tallest policeman, Anthony Wallen, who's 7 feet 2 inches. Over at King's Cross, the Weasley family was seen filming, and from the photos, it's clear they're sticking close to the book descriptions. So when you add it all up, Hoddesdon, Luton, Cagwith, King's Langley, Springfield Gardens, Burrow Street, and King's Cross, HBO is going all in on real locations, with a mix of iconic settings and deeper cuts from the books. This is the kind of world building that could really set the series apart from the films. Alright, now we need to talk about Jessie Cave, the actress who played Lavender Brown in the Harry Potter films. If you remember, Lavender was Ron's short-lived girlfriend in Half-Blood Prince, which, let's be honest, gave us some of the funniest and most awkward moments in the entire franchise. But Jessie herself has been making headlines recently, and not for reasons you'd expect. She revealed on her Substack that she was actually barred from attending a Harry Potter fan convention. And the reason? Her OnlyFans account. Yeah, here's what she said. I found out that I didn't get booked for a Harry Potter convention recently, as I'm now doing OnlyFans. They explained it was because it's a family show and OnlyFans is affiliated with porn. This was baffling to me, as some actors who do conventions, most actors actually, have done TV and films in which they've done scenes and nude. I'm just playing with my hair. So let's pause here. She literally said it's just hair content, nothing explicit. But conventions still decided she wasn't family-friendly enough. That's wild, especially considering plenty of actors who attend these events have been in films with R-rated scenes. Jessie's point is fair. If that's okay, why isn't her content okay? But here's the thing. Jessie doesn't sound bitter about it. In fact, She seems pretty at peace with moving on. She wrote, "There's going to be a new cast now and it's a different time. Plus, I have done conventions for over 15 years and have enough photos and wizard memorabilia." So basically, she's like, been there, done that, got the merch. And honestly, respect to her. Jessie's been really open about how her OnlyFans helped her financially. She said she started it when she was struggling to pay bills and was worried about moving into a new house. Thanks to the extra income, she was able to decorate her kids' rooms, build bunk beds, and even renovate parts of her home. And look, whether or not you're into the whole OnlyFans thing, you've got to admit she's turned a difficult situation into something positive for her and her family. She even said in another post, "I'm not upset about the prospect of no more Harry Potter conventions." It kind of shows she's not clinging to the franchise forever. She's ready to move on, even if the fandom isn't. And honestly, that's refreshing. She's not angry. She's not trying to stir drama. She's just saying, "This is what I'm doing now, and if that means no more conventions, that's fine." It's also a reminder that the Harry Potter fandom is evolving. With HBO's new series bringing in a totally fresh cast, the old guard of actors might not always be front and center anymore. Jessie Cave is proof of that. She's not defined by Lavender Brown, and she's carving out her own lane. And now, let's finish strong with Emma Watson, because she just gave one of her most honest interviews in years, and it really sheds light on why she stepped back from acting. In her People magazine interview, Emma admitted that while she feels lucky for her acting career, there were parts of it that were incredibly draining. She said, "In some ways, I really won the lottery with acting, and what I experienced was so unusual. But a bigger component than the actual job itself is the promotion and selling of that piece of work. The balance of that can get quite thrown off. I think I'll be honest and straightforward and say, I do not miss selling things. I found that to be quite soul-destroying. That's heavy, but also super relatable if you think about it. The acting itself, being on set, playing a role, that's the part she loved. But the press tours, the interviews, the constant need to sell and market, that's what she found exhausting. She basically said the part of the job she enjoyed most was the smallest part of what she actually had to do. And that's not all. She opened up about how acting fractured her identity. She said actors often feel the need to split themselves into different versions. The character they play, the public persona they project, and the real person underneath it all. She explained, "Shedding the multiple identities has freed up so much space, I think, for me to be a better sister, daughter, friend, granddaughter, and then artist." That's actually kind of beautiful. Like she's finding balance by stepping away from the spotlight. It doesn't sound like she's completely done with acting, though. She admitted, "I do very much miss using my skill set, and I very much miss the art. I just found I got to do so little of the bit that I actually enjoyed." So yeah, don't rule out an Emma Watson comeback in the future. But if she does, it'll probably be on her own terms, in projects that let her focus on the craft instead of the circus around it. Of course, Emma being Emma, the interview also touched on her personal connections. She talked about her bond with Tom Felton, calling him her soulmate, and describing their friendship as one of the purest loves I can think of. She said, "You know that person in your life who makes you feel seen? That person who is somehow a witness to all that unfolds? For me, that person is Tom Felton." That's the kind of quote that makes fans melt, because we've all secretly shipped those two for years. But at the end of the day, it shows Emma's priorities now are about authentic relationships and a healthy lifestyle, not Hollywood glitz. And honestly, that's inspiring. She's proof that walking away from fame doesn't mean losing yourself. Sometimes it means finding yourself again. So that's the latest on everything Harry Potter HBO. From Voldemort rumors and new professors to set leaks, Jessie Cave's convention drama, and Emma Watson's Hollywood confessions. If you made it this far, smash that like button, drop a comment on what you think about a possible female Voldemort, and of course, subscribe so you don't miss the next update. Because trust me, there's going to be a lot more coming. Peace.